All right. Does that work? It's saying I have sound, but it said I had sound before. My camera wasn't working this morning either, so I don't know what's going on with the computer, if they did an update, but hopefully that works. Let me know if you can hear me now. Rambling in silence. You can like, can I read Raven's lips? Perfect. Awesome. So I will try again. Welcome. It is Sunday. We are doing the Jug Life draw, which was the holiday giveaway. There's over, what we got, 551 entries this time, which is very exciting. So thank you for joining. I'm going to cover some Briar news since Briar's been releasing in interesting ways some of the new Briarfest models. And then I will tell you a little bit about where we're at in the studio, and we'll go from there. And I also got some things in the mail. So did you lip read correctly? Oh, goodness. And anyways, so I will say hi to people again since you couldn't hear me. Katie, hi, welcome. Amy, hello. Kimberly, hi. Serene River Model Horses joining from YouTube. Hello, welcome. Jody, hi. Krista, hi. That's where I got derailed. Let's see. No, we hear music. Can't hear me. See it like my camera this morning for whatever reason didn't work, so it must be something reset in the system, but we'll see how it goes. Jeanette, hello, welcome. Laura, hi, welcome, good morning. Michelle, hello. So there's 551 overall entries for the contest, which is really cool. So I will draw for that in a minute. And we have Kim, hello. And I'll show some of the Briar stuff. So I played the Briar thing. You could hear that apparently. So we'll just move on. Showing things here. All right. So we saw the mule last time, and then we got the clue about the pinto, and then on DJB's YouTube channel, they previewed this guy. So this is Thingvellir, which is a very weird name, but okay. It is on the Man of War mold, older, more vintage mold with the molded on halter. They don't use them too often. Let's see here. It says a continental divide. Thingvellir, which is anglicized as I can't pronounce the other one, so we'll just say Thingvellir, is a national park located in southwest Iceland and has been both cherished as has both cherished historical significance and incredible geographic significance. Thingvellir and the nation of Iceland sits on the continental divide, which means part of Iceland, or part of the island, is on the North American tectonic plate and part is on the Eurasian tectonic plate. That sounds kind of sketchy. Like, tectonic plates do this. But anyway, maybe that makes sense because there's lots of volcanoes. This intersection can be plainly seen in the geography of the park, and is also the reason that Iceland has so many See, I should have just kept reading. Volcanic and hot spring activity. We have lots up here too, so that's scary. That's pretty. Historically, Thingvellir, which literally translates into assembly plains, was the site of Althing, the nation's parliamentary meeting. The Althing. I would like to attend the Althing. It's kind of funny. It was moved to Reykjavik in 19th century, and this General Assembly of Leaders was where the laws were made, courts were convened, and where free men of Iceland could gather to bring their disputes to their officials. Protests. The Althing, probably not pronounce that, but I like that pronunciation, is the oldest parliament in the world. It's very pretty out there. Kind of reminds me of Ireland, actually. In celebration of this incredible site and its revered history, we are pleased to present our next special run model reveal for Briarfest Midsummer Fair. The timeless Man of War mold number 47, sculpted by Chris Hess, has been reimagined as Thingvellir, a handsome Garullo Overo, and will be available to VIP, all access, and online traditional ticket holders. Ta-da! Available to everybody, so if you want him, you can get him. Unlike some of the other releases, they are only available to in-person. Very cute. I quite like the color, actually, so that's kind of fun. And it says, we'll see you right back here for the Briarfest blog tomorrow for another reveal. He does have a blue eye on the one side. Darren made several comments about how stinky the model was, so maybe he's stinkier than usual. I have no idea. And then there was this release. This is our first limited edition release. So this is an Icelandic horse, which is not surprising given the theme. The Icelandic horse is one of the purest horse breeds in the world. It has been isolated in the island since Norse explorers first settled here 1,100 years ago. This hardy breed is able to withstand the cold, harsh winters of Iceland and is able to navigate the diverse terrain from rocky, volcanic terrain to sandy beaches. Cold winters of Iceland. Wait, what? No, wrong sentence. The Icelandic is known for its uniquely smooth gait, the tolt, which is a 4-beat lateral gait. Today, Icelandic horses can be found all over the world and are known for their docile temperament, with many prominent Icelandic breeders in America and Canada. We've got one really close, actually, and they do really well up here with all the cold. They are becoming a popular mount for children and adults alike. One Icelandic standing out from the crowd sports a stunning chocolate silvery black coat and a lush silver mane and tail. Meet Vindur from Dalif. Dalalif. I like that. Dalalif. I would call him Leaf. Look at the hair. Oh my God. How can I not love that? Look at that. That's incredible. 16-year-old Icelandic stallion who is turning heads wherever he goes, not only for his exceptional good looks and hair, but also his talent and athleticism as well. I love the color to it. It's very striking, especially when you see all the hair on the fetlocks. That's quite nice. Vindur was bred and born in California and acquired by owner Lucy Nold when he was about 5 years old. From then on, the pair has dominated the West Coast Icelandic breed shows. The specialty is the V2 class, known as open 4-beat gait, where horses must present at the trot, canter, slow tolt, and fast tolt. He was ranked top V2 horse in the International Federation of Icelandic Horse Associations world rankings from 2023 and 2024. He was third in 2025. Vindur also held, I also like that, Vindur, also held the title of highest judged domestic bred 4-beat gait Icelandic in 2018. Look at all that hair. Icelandics are fantastic. That's why I am making one myself. Got to do the hair. Aside from his long list of accolades, Vindur is also exceptional personality and a very loving and goofy stallion. He is a star on trails or the beach and has never put a hoof out of line. Vindur has also been shown by many of Lucy's young students and won top placings with them as well. Lucy hopes one day her daughter will be able to take the reins of the special stallion and fall in love with the Icelandic breed too. Aw, like everybody wants their kid to grow up and love the thing they love. Then you can share the love. To Lucy, Vindur is the whole package. Yes, he is incredible good looks, but his athleticism, oh my God. It's one of those times when a word doesn't work. Athleticism and winning personality make him a true standout. It is very pretty. I like that color on that mold and just in general. Like I said, even the fetlocks here look quite nice. So very cute. We knew we were going to get an Icelandic and we got one. Vindur from Dalif's portrait model was done in a rich silver black on the Icelandic mold, number 729, sculpted by Kathleen Moody herself, the magician. Will be available as part of this year's limited edition model lineup, which means you don't need the special run ticket to use it for this model. It's a limited edition. You can just buy them. They are limited though, so there's that. Available to all ticket holders, whether you're joining in person or online. So cute. Quite like him. And then we have the surprise. So they don't reveal the surprise itself. They just tell us what the logo is and what the theme is. But historically, the theme means nothing when it comes to the surprise horse. And a lot of times for the actual horses in the line, it seems like they have a different idea of what the hobby seems to think these things mean. So Let us see. We have Donna. Hello, Donna. I'm going to try and say hi to people as they stream in. Katie says, well, it is not safe from the Lonesome Glory. We will get there. He's very cool. I like the baby. Kim, I said hi to Kim. Laura says, hubby says hi. In the wood shop freezing? Well, hi, don't freeze. It's kind of chilly out here too. Candace, hello, welcome. All Thing just about covers it. The All Thing. It's where all the political people go. Sounds like I don't even know. The All Thing sounds like a thing. Yeah. Cesspool of political crazy. That about covers it. Jerry, hi Jerry, long time no see. Kim, sorry, off topic. Is there an artist hangout this afternoon? There is, from 1 till 3 Mountain Standard Time. So it is almost 11 here, which means 11 to 12 to 1, 2 hours in 15 or so minutes. We will do a hangout and make ponies for like 2 hours. It'd be awesome. To Marion, hello, welcome. Hair, glorious hair, exactly. Scotty surprise. All right, let's do this. It says, hush, hush, it's a big secret. And you know we aren't going to give an iota of information away about the special run model. Our lips are absolutely sealed. It's called the Scandy surprise. Like scandalous. Because it's probably going to be scandalous, right? And the more scandalous it is, the better, because that name's perfect. We're just going to call it the Scandalous Surprise from now on. The surprise model is one special run model available each year that no one knows until the Briarfest weekend. This model is available to VIP, all access, and online traditional ticket holders, so everyone can buy the surprise. Online people obviously won't know what they actually get until the day of that they actually get it. And then they won't know what options there are until the first models are opened on the day of. And then eventually they open up the raffle ticket booth and then they show all the models there. Here are some of the previous lineups from previous years to give readers a taste of what has been done in the past. There was the Giselle model in 2020, which was the Salante surprise. Cilantro surprise, which was for the Celtic Spring Fling. Came in some pretty colors. Usually they do a Pinto, an Appaloosa, a dilute in most cases, and then some sort of solid, and then a decorator. But we can see a better idea of what that looks like here. So this is the 7 Art Surprise 2021. We had the crazy decorator Appaloosa. There was a Pintaloosa. There was a Roan. There was a Gorilla also paint. So there really wasn't any solid colors this runtime. And then the really cool Sabino Overo-y pretty thing at the end. And then we had the Stagecoach Surprise in 2023, which was Hamilton. Broke congas because that wasn't very long after his release, which was kind of cool. It was for Briarfest driving forward. So it was a Pinto. You have your solid there, as I guess you'd classify him as the, what was he? Kind of like an apricot-y chestnut. I don't think he was done, with a nice cool marking on his face. Big blazy thing. I like it when they do the big thing, especially on the nose. There was the buckskin Pinto, and there was a Roni Sabino Overo, like almost Max Overo, is pretty intense. Dapple Gray, which sometimes you see pop up in the lineups, is a gray. And then a really crazy gold green decorator. So they're usually fun. They usually come in matte and glossy. So that's all they're going to tell us about that. We will see what the Scandalous Surprise brings us for 2026. Then they gave us a hint here, which people were like, is it a flank? I was like, is it like a throat latch cheek area? I don't know. So that was that last Thursday. It was time for another sneak peek. Can you guess who the snippet belongs to? And then they showed us. This is the one Katie's talking about. Double reveal. We tricked you yesterday with the sneak snippet. It's actually this year's Maren full set. So that's kind of cool. Generally considered Sweden's oldest town, Brika, pronounced Brika with a rolled R. Barika. I can do that. And I did it pretty close to right. They They did the pronunciation. Was established in the year 750 as a trading market and flourished for more than 200 years. Merchants came from all over Scandinavia, continental Europe, and the Orient to buy, sell, and trade goods like fur, antlers, and walrus tusks. Interesting. Chinese silks, glassware, metalware, pottery, amber, and honey. In about the middle of the 10th century, this site was abandoned for unknown reasons. It's always good. It was flourishing until it was just abandoned and left to rot. But wealth of information was left behind on the ground for more than 3,000 grave sites that have incredible value to archaeologists reconstructing what life had been like for the medieval Scandinavians living and passing through this area. So those are pretty. All sorts of interesting things. So these are examples of Scandinavian glassware: a coin, tablet, woven trim, brooches, beads, a key, and fur. Examples of fur. Founded in 1710, Riba, also with a rolled R. Riba. Interesting with the rolled R's. I don't know. Maybe Scandinavians roll lots of their R's. Is the oldest town in Denmark and was also a thriving market for several hundred years. Like Brika, the traders and merchants come from all over Europe and in the far east of China, or as far as the east as China, to sell their wares. Unlike Brika, however, Riba seems to have been founded by the King of Denmark's orders as a planned city. The king's mint was also located in Riba. During the 11th and 12th centuries, and coins, as well as countless other artifacts, have also been uncovered by archaeologists. So we have the Lonesome Glory mold in a chestnut blanket Appaloosa pattern, Nez Perce style, kind of techie Appaloosa mix. So that would show really well under that. Leslie Kathman claimed the finish work for them and the designs. Somewhere on social media, she posted about it. The baby is my favorite. The baby is very cute. So none of the releases yet have 100% sold me. I might need the baby. It's pretty cute. Haley of HN Studios brought up the fact that the marking apparently was supposed to look like a modified Mjolnir, and it kind of looks like the Tesla logo. So I might have to call him Elon. He's pretty cute. Little baby Elon. And kind of like an alien baby, and his purse is like alien-looking Appaloosas. So super cute. Both Brika and Riba are UNESCO World Heritage Sites and celebrate the longevity of these historic places in Scandinavia. We are pleased to share with our fans our next special run models for Midsummer Fair. This sweet pair is done on mold 572, which is Lonesome Glory, and mold 710 Gillen as Brika. The mare was done in a beautiful chestnut blanket Appaloosa, and her full Arriba is... Every time I say it, my brain goes, Arriba! It's a blanket Palomino Appaloosa with lightning marks and a hammer face marking. These models will also be available in person and online ticket, or no, in person VIP and all access. So these are in person only again. Who did we have also that was in person only? Let me see. I think it was Briar Trot's. So these were revealed on Briar Trot's YouTube page. Let's see if I can find it on Facebook. Do you guys like my new colorful background? It kind of matches the frame. I was having fun. Here we go. Perfect. That took me 3 seconds. So these are screenshots by Caleb Lane, posted to probably Modelholics, of the colors. I really like the chestnut. That's a really nice, dark, rich chestnut. But look, looks like the Tesla logo. Haley is right. It's like a T. But it's supposed to look like a modified Thor's hammer, so Mjolnir, as Leslie said on wherever she posted on Facebook. So, baby Elon. All right. Now I'm going to get lit on fire by calling him Elon. Let me see. Hair, glorious hair. Kim, yay, you'll be able to join. That's awesome. I'm glad that that works out. And I have one on Wednesday at the end of the month on the 28th from 7 till 9 for club members. So these are art hangouts where we hang out, talk ponies, hang out, dude, whatever. You don't have to make stuff if you don't want to, but especially with the prep for NaMoPyMo, these are going to be some pretty exciting little sit downs. So should be fun. I know it's Scandinavian, but it's scandalous. I don't know. Way more fun that way. It's kind of fun that they hyphenated it and reduced it to Scandi because it sounds scandalous. Because it's, I don't know. So there's been lots of guesses as to what. Jerry, can you just watch and listen, or do you have to be on camera? You don't have to be on camera. Lots of people don't turn their camera on, and some people don't even necessarily join in on the conversation. They just hang out and listen to us blather on because there's usually interesting stuff that comes up. So whether it's Sasha bringing up something to do with armor or some interesting art techniques or people talking about the latest releases from Briar or whatever, it's kind of fun. So Katie brought up that there's people thinking that it is draft related, which it very well could be. Jorg, Roy, other people are suggesting Fireheart again. My Fireheart conga above cannot take it. I don't have enough shelf space, especially not for a surprise run because that's a lot. I'm gonna have to start picking and choosing. Cilantro surprise. There we go. Cilantro. I'm just going to make everybody mad by butchering pronunciations. Amy says, I started my research on figuring out what the surprise model will be, and I hate to say that Fireheart is still on the table and a strong possibility. Well, and because generally speaking, it doesn't match the theme at all, it's kind of offside, it very well could be because we're using the fjord molds, they're using the Icelandic. We're probably going to see a draft in the lineup for the breeds because they did peak that in their blog articles, that there are draft breeds and pony breeds specific to the regions. So we're probably going to see one of those, I imagine, in the limited edition or surprise, or not surprise, limited edition or special run one way or another. And they don't generally allude to something and then not show it, as well as the Dala horse is a very large possibility to be the decorator in one way or another. Donna, if I join Briarfest this year, it will be for the surprise and the Lonesome Glory pair. Surprise is always fun. Katie says, I will cry. My wallet is already hurting from the Lonesome Glory, the mule, and the ethereal. So yeah, I think it was the mule that is in person only, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Am I correct? Skull is in person only. So the mule is in person only, and the Lonesome Glory and the baby are in person only. Art of VB. Hello, welcome from YouTube. We have Michelle says, I so want that Lonesome Glory. It's very pretty. I actually like, well, as is true to Briar Form, I like the in-hand photos better than I like the ones that they put up on the website. Don't shoot me, Briar. It's true. Moving on. Katie says, his name shall be Cyberus for Cybertruck. That'd be funny. The Unhinged podcast. Pretty much. It's me. What did you expect? Hope he doesn't come with batteries. Lights on fire. Laura says Jorg is in the running. Lots of people saying Bobby Joe too, because it doesn't have to match the theme. It's totally whatever they feel like at the time. Could see Rowan as the surprise. That would also be really cute. Rowan would make a very, very adorable little surprise horse. So there's that. All right, let us do the next. That doesn't mean that we don't have to not talk Briar, but I have studio updates. The editions for all three horses closed, so we no longer have sales for Jug Life, Little Jug Life, or Gabriel. Their editions are closed out. You might see a couple of artist copies here and there, something like that, but the editions are now officially closed. Yay! Yay! Thank you to everybody for supporting my work and this studio. I couldn't do this without you guys, so I appreciate every single sale. I believe I've sent confirmations out to basically everybody at this point. Still working on aligning some of the batches for Jug Life because I have to do a casting session and figure that out. But we're looking really good. Everything for Little Jug Life should ship before the end of February, which is very exciting. That means that a whole bunch of you might actually have your ponies in time to paint them for NaMoPyMo. There's everybody for Gabriel should be done this month, which is also very cool. And then Jug Life will probably be finishing before the end of February as well. So that's the classic guy, which is very cool. That means everybody's going to get their ponies within a very short period of time. I'm trying to, as best I can, limit those times as well. I have some Betty Boops that were paid off, so those will also be shipping. Just a reminder that she is available on the website as an open edition until the edition sells out. So she was listed as so many pieces, and she will stay up on the site until those pieces are sold. As well as the Aura Arabian medallion. There's a couple things because I wanted stuff still available on the site because it's hard when the editions just kind of go woof and then poof and then disappear. So hopefully in the future, I'll have more things that will be kind of available on the website until they sell out so that there's stuff for people if you want to buy things. Their sticker for this month for the Sticker Club and Medallion Club. This guy, I never know which direction to point. He is the Fire Horse. I'm getting him printed and he should be here fairly soon. I'm going to have some extras. I'm going to send out that email to club members in case you want some extra so I can tack that onto the order. And I'm going to try and have some extra that will be available to public, obviously not for club prices, but still kind of fun. Let me see here. Back to this. And I'm probably going to have some other Fire Horse designs as the year progresses because I can't help myself. It'll be the year of the Fire Horse next month on the 17th. So a month from yesterday. Very cool. Holly, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Katie says, Juggy also paid off my Betty. I did see that just like yesterday as we've been trying to rip the engine out of the truck because we think that there's a rod knock. So before we go racing our diesel truck, we have to fix that because rod knock leads to pistons leaving cylinders, and that's not good. And also very expensive. Do not want. So once I'm done here, between here and the art hangout, I'm actually going to be pulling an engine out of a truck with Chris. So there's that. If you see me covered in oil when I come back, that's why. Other than that, the Medallion Club medallions being finalized, and then we'll start casting and shipping by the end of the month as well, which is also very cool. It is, well, I can't give you no peeks yet. No little spoilers just yet. It's still too early in the month. We will probably it's hard. The 31st is not next Saturday, the Saturday after. So next week is kind of peaks week, which means maybe I'll give you something next Sunday, but today's too early. So I won't tell you anything. It is approximately Ravenhead sized, like 3/4. So that's all I can tell you. All right. And so these stickers will have like a sheeny effect to them. I might do a run that are just matte as well if people want just matte, but I like the effects. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat if you want like, where'd it go? Shimmery stickers, or if you want not so shimmery stickers. Here's a shimmery sticker. Bum, bum, bum. It has sheen to it. Without being like super over the top, it might be a little more over the top for the Fire Horse because I can't help myself. I don't think I got a confirmation for my Jug Life on payments. Yeah, you won't get a shipping like a batch confirmation if you're on time payments, but you would have gotten an email about your time payments. So, because you're not assigned a batch until you're paid off, if that makes sense. And I am working on some things to make your customer-facing experience a little bit better. I'm working on getting you guys your carts back. so that you can check out with a cart and not be like, check out one and then do the thing and then check out with the other thing. Because that's a pain in the butt. But with how I had to do things with PayPal, that restricted things a little bit. So there are improvements coming. I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background, trying to work on things like that for you guys. And some improvements to the club with having a login instead of me just sending you guys a code. So hopefully I'll see that kind of be revealed and released soon here. I'm working very hard in the background to try and get that done. It's like constant pivots of technology and electronics. So bear with me, people. We're doing it. And it is only the one me. So it's like trying to get all the things done. All right. I'm going to try my darndest to grab a Firehorse sticker. I will try. Maybe I'll pop some extras onto that order and then we have things. And we lick the glass, says Laura. What did Laura say? That we're licking glass. Oh, gloss all the things. The stickers could be glossy, I guess. I don't know. Do you guys prefer matte or glossy for your finishes on your stickers? Because I kind of like glossy ones, but I'm starting to like matte. I don't know. You have to let me know. There's like, I'm seeing lots of gloss. So there is that. Maybe I'll put out a thing and poll you guys. See where you stand on stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been up to for that. There is NaMoPymo coming up, which is kind of a generic-y hobby thing that doesn't really fit into a category of its own on the stream. So let me talk about that for a second. NaMoPymo starts in February. It is run by Jennifer Buxton. NaMoPymo, National Model Horse Painting Month. Technically international. It's not just for the USA. It has in the group 4,400 members or so. It's a great place to start if you want to learn how to paint. You've never painted before. Bobby actually from Horse Tender Studios has some kits with like a cheaper acrylic in it. So if you want to experiment, do something on the cheap, she gives you a body that's prepped and ready to go. Lightly prepped and primed, she calls it. With all the supplies you need, you basically just need water and paper towels. I'll show that in a second. Great place to learn different techniques, ask questions, play along. You don't have to sign up officially. If you just want to play along, you can do that too. There's rules, but it's become bigger than just the event. So technically there's no rules. People talking about stripping, people talking about prepping, customizing, resins, how to deal with things, all sorts of ideas with different materials. It's great. This has become an entity unto itself. So if you have ever wanted to play along, play along. If you've painted and you need more mojo, this is a great way to vibe up for the year. And then you can do pieces that are, I did it too. I have the contest for Flat Out Fabulous that's still open for another couple days here. The 20th is the last day to enter your ponies, and you can also do this for Namo. So, well, technically as a side piece. They don't classify medallions as official entry pieces, but you can enter for the March category, unless you wanted to do it for February, but technically you'd have to enter it by the 20th. So just so you know that if you're doing a duo. So solid gold, solid colors in realistic only for now. That is closing on the 20th. We'll start judging that on when? The 21st to the 26th is when entries go up for that. So they'll be up on Facebook for everybody to vote on. The winners get studio credit that you can spend on whatever you would like. There's some very fun stuff coming this year. And then you'll be entered into the end of the year competition, which will have some pretty big resiny prizes of things that I can't tell you about yet because they're not done and they're not released. So, yee, fun. We have February's Dynamic Duos. It is 1 medallion or 2 medallions as long as it makes a pair, and you can combine whatever you want as long as they're sculpted by me. There's normal category, and then there is the rising star category. So open and rising star. Rising star is for young people or people that are just starting out painting that haven't won a championship yet. you can participate in those. But if you're painting for Namo, the one I would suggest you entering is the one that's the first artist challenge. So it's a little more geared towards something that artists kind of focus on, especially for NamoPymo. So this is Delighted by Details, anything that's hair by hair, halos, mapping, Roning that's hair by hair, Pinto patterns that are hair by hair, any Appaloosas that are hair by hair. Even if you're putting hair by hair in normal markings, you can technically classify as a hair by hair detail piece. So ta-da! And this one is fantasy friendly, if I remember correctly. Yes, both Dynamic Duos and Delighted by Details are fantasy friendly. So if you scroll down, you can see that they are fantasy friendly there. So yeah, super fun. Hopefully you can get your entries in by the 20th. There's about 20 or 25 people, I think, right now entered, which is not a bad turnout for the first time ever. Let me pull this up. I had Bobby's thing. Right. Yeah. All right. So if you need a body or just want some place to start, this is a really accessible place to start. Bobby includes a selection of colors. You could do a bay or a chestnut with this palette, maybe even buckskin, and play with some of the other colors. And then if you wanted to add your own paints in, you can. So these comes with your model, lightly prepped and primed, some brushes, a little palette, paints in the thing. Bobby's going to do some tutorials on how to work with the cheaper acrylics, and blend them and things. She gives examples of pieces that she's painted with these acrylics. So acrylics are hard to work with sometimes with hand painting, but this is a really affordable, accessible way to do it. And Bobby shows you how to get some really nice blending in there that normally would be a little hard. And then you don't have to spend $5 million on all these different supplies like oils and things. Here's a Juggernaut. She's NAN qualified and got some really good placings with her horses just in cheaper acrylics. You don't have to spend $1 million. Chestnut Tobiano. Oh, they're on her website. Here's her website. And I will drop that link in the chat too. So the painting kits, you get to pick your model. Murado, they're only $30. Murado's sold out. And they come with the sponges for blending too, which is kind of nice. So depending on what pony you're wanting, you can go in here. Comes with some stirry sticks, some paints, sponge applicators, good stuff. So very cool. It's awesome to see Bobby offering something like that because I think it's needed. A lot of people don't necessarily know where to start or where to get supplies. This way you can kind of walk through it a little bit easier. And then if you're not so hard on yourself, works out really well. Let me see. Pardon me. I will pop all these guys into the wheel of names. Khrysalis. So for the Jug Life draw, we had 551 people enter. You were qualified. There was 265 entries for the free entries on the website, which was pretty cool. Everybody was able to enter once for free if they wanted to. And then there was one entry per resin that was purchased from the September release till now. And then there was one entry for everyone that was in the club. So worked out pretty cool. Let me see. Where did my listy list go? I will put everybody in the thingy. then we can do a draw and see who wins a pony. There we go. The wheel is a little overloaded. Let me show you guys. This is quite the wheel. 500 and some odd names. Let's see. Get rid of our little ad there. That is quite the wheel. Holy Hannah. Alrighty. Are you guys ready? Let me check the chat before we get onto that. Jerry also has earth pigment sets, so check her out as well. Jerry, do you have a link to your goodies there? Bobby, hi, we were just talking about you. Too funny. And your awesome kits. So Jerry also does earth pigment sets. They come with a whole bunch of different pigments, so you can try it out rather than getting the whole big containers. They are wonderful. 1/6 Chuggy, perhaps a girl can dream. Oh my God, could you imagine 1/6 scale Juggernaut? He'd be huge. That would be crazy. You're most welcome. Thank you for doing the kits, Bobby. It's very cool. I did say that you're going to be doing tutorials and things on how to paint with said cheap acrylics, so hopefully I didn't overstep there. But I'm pretty sure you have some things that you've posted before and more coming. Haley, welcome to the party. Pam, hi, welcome. We have some people coming in now. I'm just like hanging out on the spinners, so people are like, oh no, hold on. So I'll wait for 1 second. It's a giant wheel of crazy. Mama, hi. You guys are also nice. Like congratulating people and saying good luck. All right. Let's do this thing. So we'll do one winner for the Jug Life. Let me write this down so that I have it right here. So this is the classic scale 1/12 Juggernaut. It will ship direct from me, shipping included, and no cost to said winner. Let me see what we got going on here. It's like clicky, 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 clicky. It's slowing down. Dora Duffschmied? Dora Duffschmied. Hopefully I didn't butcher your pronunciation of your name. But congratulations, you won the Juggernaut. Perfect. Yay. And then let's do, because I can't, I'll remove that one so she can't win on that one again. And we'll do another draw because I can't help myself. And we'll do one for the most recent Medallion Club medallion. That's Rekka. I have a painted one here, or a partially painted one here. Ta-da! Not the painted one. It'll be for an unpainted one. But gotta add in extra prizes. And then I'll be doing more contests as the year goes by. This won't be the end of things. Christy Sharon! Congratulations. Very, very cool. So yeah, that is the draw for today. So congratulations to the winner. It won't be the last of the draws. Generally speaking, every time I do a new release, I do some sort of giveaway along with it. And there are a few releases coming this year, some sooner than later. But I'll give you guys a little bit of time to recover. See how she goes. Let me see what else I can say. I can only say so many things. It's still spinning. I know, it spins and spins and spins. Giant wheel of crazy is what they called me in high school. Bobby says I've been filming a series of YouTube tutorials. Almost done uploading them this weekend. Congratulations. Omar, congratulations. That's awesome. You won the Juggernaut. So if that's the same account, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're just saying it's me because you wanted it to be you. Let me see. All right. So we have winners for that. I wanted to show off something awesome that came in the mail. Kinsey sent me a box, and this is Kinsey Ride Teal Dark. I did an unboxing that I posted to socials. This is wonderful work by her. There's a whole bunch of stickers that arrived too that I don't actually have out in front of me. But check out Kinsey's work. She's Ride Teal Dark on Instagram, and she made this and she casted it. It's pretty cool. I like how sassy it is. So I'm going to paint that up maybe for Namo. We'll see how it goes. And it's very cute. And then I got a pony in the mail that I showed in the transaction board, but I haven't shown on here. I was graciously allowed time payments for this Royal Copenhagen Percheron, which is one I've wanted for a very, very, very long time. Apparently China's are now a thing. Oops. I didn't necessarily mean to do that, but that's okay. It is very cool. It's just got such a cool vibe about it. It is definitely porcelain. This is the one done in about 1940. The stamp on the bottom indicates in about there, but he's very, very nice. It's a lovely, lovely sculpture. So designed by Carl Bonnison. It is mold number 471, sculpted in approximately 1895. Some pieces are dated April 8th, 1895. It says Paris on the base, so it was done in France. And very, very cool. Very big boy. He's just got such a, like, his face. And the whole pose with the rested leg just get me. Very cool. So he's going to hang out with my China Juggernaut from Horsing Around, which is behind me, and then the Tater, which is right there. So it'd be kind of fun. Kind of neat. I did not get it from Chris Jolly. It was Holly that I got this one from, and she was gracious enough to let me pay on time payments so that I could afford him, and it was a really good deal to begin with. I don't add a lot of horses to my collection. Collecting is more of a luxury these days. While I make ponies for you guys, I can't afford to buy ponies for me. Although I did end up pre-ordering a Betsy for my Tiger Lily conga because Briar makes me buy my horses back. Bomb deal. And then the little Chibi Fireheart and Marvelous because I had to. So those are coming. I don't know what I'll end up with from Briarfest this year, if anything, but we'll see how it goes. It is, like I said, more of a luxury. And I'm finding that that's maybe the case for some people more frequently now than it used to be, where it's like you have to be picky and choosy about the ponies you buy. And that's just the case for me right now. So I am an artist. I don't make $1 bajillion, unfortunately. And the government takes like all of it in taxes. So there's that. Especially up here. Canada's so bad. We have so many taxes. So anyway. Vanessa says, I love Clinkies. Sold off most of my resins and plastics at one point to just collect Clinkies. They're kind of cool. I know, right? And it's been like I've got my Ladro Centaurs, which I really like. And there's just a feel about that I enjoy. So it's nice to be able to bring some of my work to the Clinky world. And hopefully that will be more in the future. But we will see how that goes. All right. So on that note, ponies, and more ponies. I do not have a rant for today because we did the draw, and I do have to lift an engine under the truck, so I can't take a ton of time doing thingies. But I do have a hyperfixation, so let me get there. All right, we glitched out for a second because that's how my brain works. All right, this is the hyperfixation point of the program where I tell you about the one random weird thing that I focused my brain on this week. Usually there's a few of them and I pick my favorite. But with all of the journaling and planning and stuff that I've been doing, there's been lots of people doing mood boards. And if you've never seen a mood board, this is kind of half inspired by the mood board thing because it's pretty. And it's better to look at pretty colors than it is to look at just boring white, but whatever. Mood boards are very cool. It's kind of like doing a vision board in a way. There's lots of ways to do it. Lots of brands do it. So I'm going to try, as I'm working on stuff on my website and things, I'm dialing things in a little bit more with how to kind of keep things in line. It's hard because my brain wants to work on 5,000 things at a time and do a million different options. Let me pop over here. So mood boards generally have an idea behind them for, it's kind of like a vision board where you have colors and photos that you find that really kind of inspire you. In this case, especially when you're working for a brand, they dial things into hex codes. So you have your primary colors, your secondary colors, your tertiary colors, things like that. Different hashtags that align. So it's like setting a vision for, I have a vision board from here. I'll show you from ages ago. So old, they're dusty. This one, it used to be really vibrant colors, but there's maybe a theme with me. I had that up on the studio wall for my streams for the longest time. So things like that, where it's like, what's my energy going to be for the year? And then people do that for what's my energy for my brand going to be. Then I did a proper vision board, which is like vomity, crazy. So revival, free, colorful. What else do I got on there? Here. I'll close this out for now. So you're basically going with what colors, because colors have a vibrance to them. There's like the rescuer, like spelunking person finding your heart. A really cool zebra. I really like the idea. There's like an unraveling of fear and resistance. This is kind of fun. I haven't looked at this in a long time. I don't know why this thing's on there, but it's super cool and just like raw. I don't know. Free, teal, pink, purple, some black in there, which still are kind of the theme colors that I'm using for everything. And then your like meditation, exploration. This was actually done quite a long time ago. So 2015 or 2016, I think I did this one, which is kind of cool. And it's funny because I've been struggling for a long time with the brand as Khrysalis Studios and me of balancing serious art with fun and whimsy and color. So it's kind of been this, and my personality is very like duality type focused, where there's an intense, serious focus, and then there's a fun, playful, energetic, free spirit. And I always find conflict between that. And then like reality and truth and all the rest of stuff. So it's very challenging being an INFJ Sagittarius mix that is it's an interesting mix of things to be, where there's a lot of like conflict internally with those elements of being. And there is with the studio. So you've probably seen some fluctuations of like, I'm using a white background, now I'm using black background, now I'm using color, now I'm not using color at all. It's very serious. Now it's really playful and cartoon characters and pony fest, right? So it's like that balance of where do I even exist? So trying to find that a little bit more, dialing things in, and the mood board and the vision boards are really beautiful to look at. So that's kind of cool. And I find that the more that I've looked for things to add to the mood boards and the vision boards, the more it helps direct my energy a little bit. Because it's like, oh, I like this, I don't like that. Oh, I like the vibe of that better than this. It's like when you go to the eye doctor and they're like, which one do you like better? So we'll see what this ends up with. There could be a little bit of a stylistic fluctuation. There's been some interesting stuff that I found along the way that I'm realizing about myself and my art and my brand that is kind of fun. So I've been playing around with that a little bit. Let me see. Omar, time for a new contract with them. With Breyer, their rules are fairly strict. They can't feasibly, logistically offer people as artists one of every piece that they do of their work going forward in perpetuity. It's just not feasible. So they, for ease, just buy people out. You get the first release, and then the rest you have to buy from them. Vintage Hagen Redicers are my love. I have a few of them in my cabinet, and they've been sneaking in my collection very slowly, so that's the thing. Did I say left an engine out of a truck? Yes, a very large Cummins truck engine we are lifting out of the truck between now and when I do the art hangout in an hour and a bit. So we have to pull it out, check the cylinders, check the rods, check the bearings, replace a whole bunch of stuff. I actually still have oil in my fingers from last night and trying to do some of that yesterday. So it's a thing. We have questions about things. I said that I was going to drop the engine. We are pulling the engine out and then putting it right back in within a probably fairly short period of time, depending on how much damage there is to we think it's a bad rod bearing for sure, maybe a rod, and then maybe damage to the cylinder walls, but the cylinders are sleeved. It's a over 2,000 horsepower racing drag truck. So it's got lots of stuff going on with it. Hopefully no damage to the actual pistons, but we'll find out. So that is what I'm up to for the next little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed my artistic explanation of stuff. I think that it's probably not a journey that is unique to me, where there's the struggle of like, I'm this proper artist, but I want to have fun, but I like it's, and it works for being a human too. It's like, I want to be proper and present myself well, but I also want to have fun and not be unapproachable. And it's always this thing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe. I don't think so though. Who's the all-knowing mechanic? We are. We've done basically everything on the truck ourselves, my husband and I. We even machine our own parts for the transmission and the truck and all custom bits. There's not a piece in that truck that isn't custom at this point. So aside from being the artiste in the studio, I know a lot about trucks and weird stuff. So that's the thing. Bobby says Appa needs support and wishes for speedy or sends support and wishes for speedy recovery from his Cummins brethren. Well, thank you. We definitely need all the prayers possible for this truck. She's a beast. We're hoping to put her on a dyno and figure out how much horsepower she actually has. Could be up to 2,500 horsepower at this point with all the different things that we've done to it along the way. And then race it and see how fast she is. So that's kind of fun. Alrighty, do I drive? I don't drive that. I have driven that, but it is terrifying because you touch the pedal and it just is like, more. It's a terrifying vehicle to drive. It's like, you don't have to like push the pedal at all and it just wants to go and it's crazy. So it at this point could be the fastest diesel in Western Canada, probably the fastest diesel in all of Canada. Maybe we will see. We will find out maybe this year if we can get her to the track and the dyno and get all the stats on it. But technically with all the parts and things in it, it should work out to be really quick, which is crazy. And it is full weight. It is not a race gutted vehicle. It does have a partial roll cage in it, but it's not made lighter. It still has all the weight. So it is a 3,500 diesel Ram that just is like a freight train. It's crazy. So yeah, can't confirm. I thought you were going to say Raven is crazy. I am also crazy. All right, on that note, I got to go pull an engine. So I will see you guys next time with peaks for next Sunday, most likely, because next week is peak week. So maybe I can tell you something to eat early on the Sunday. All right, love you guys. I'll see you next time. Congratulations to the winners. There will be more contests in the future. Make sure to enter the Flat Out Fabulous contest too. There's not a lot of entries in Rising Star, so if you are a new painter, hop in there. You never know. You might win a cool prize. All right, love you guys. See you next time. Don't feed